Oh, baby. It's time for the Miami Dolphins to take the field and face the Indianapolis Colts. Let's preview this. What is up, Fin fans? How is everyone doing on this Friday morning? Whether you're listening on the podcast, go check it out. Links in the description, or you're watching it on this beautiful YouTube. If you are and you're new, hit that subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it. We're very, very, very close to 53,000 subscribers. Mind-blowing. But yeah, this is it, man. First preview of the season. The Miami Dolphins taking on the Indianapolis Colts. Big game. Every game for me this season is going to be big. I don't want to hear, oh, it's just I don't care. Every game is 100% going to be big. But first and foremost, I do have to shout out today's sponsor. That is Sleeper. See them right up there. We're going to use Sleeper in today's video. Again, I'm going to show you exactly how it works, all that good stuff, and we're going to be doing over-unders for the Miami Dolphins. But before we jump into that stuff, I got to shout out my man Jordan. Now, I know that Teespring has been a complete butthole to people. First off, shout out to Jordan. Love your bathroom. Also, he grabbed himself some Show Me merch. I know that Teespring has been horrible. I still haven't gotten my stuff that I bought samples of, and I've been fighting with them. So if you are still dealing with Teespring, I just recommend either messaging them and canceling the order, saying kick rocks, or seeing if you could fight it with your credit card. I am so sorry that you're having to deal with this. Fun fact, they haven't even paid me. Like, you guys bought the merch well over a month ago. They still haven't even paid me. So, like, I'm done with Teespring. If you look in the description, I go through Amazon now. Amazon does their own merch. So in the description, you can get the Show Me, you can get the DDW through Amazon now, which is way more reliable. So if you do want to grab yourself some merch, link is in the description. Go through Amazon. I think you could also go on Amazon and search DouglieDoWrong, and my merch should pop up. But Teespring could kick rocks. Don't use Teespring if you're trying to get merch done, or if you're trying to get stuff done for a baseball team or whatever. Do not use Teespring. They are a scam. I'm fighting with them tooth and nail for everyone to get their stuff, and if you haven't gotten your stuff, to get your money back. Screw Teespring. Anyway, I have to get that off my chest. But yeah, shout out to Jordan for grabbing himself some merch. But yeah, let's jump into this. If you are new to the channel and you don't know what my previews look like, normally we start with the injury report, then we go into the breakdown where we look at our team versus their team when it comes to offensive ranking, pass rush, all that stuff. Well, unfortunately, it's week 1. So there is no ranking, but we do injuries, breakdown, PFF, and we look at the two teams, and then I go into my 5 things, and then we go into my picks. Well, like I said, being that we are now officially sponsored by Sleeper, I'm also going to go through Sleeper to make some picks as well. As you can see over next to me, we are going to be using the Sleeper app to make our picks. And as you can see, I'm using my phone. Right now, the Dallas Cowboy game is still going on. There's a delay and everything, but you just can scroll across the top, and you can go to your game. We're going to go to the Miami Dolphins. And you can see they got the over-unders, right? So Devon Achane, more or less rushes for 59 yards. I'm going more on that one. Tyreek Hill, more or less 69.5 yards. I'm going more on that one. Tua 241. I'm going to go less. I think he goes like around 230. Gordon with a 0.05 anytime touchdown. I'm going more. I think he does score a rushing touchdown. Jalen Waddle, 57.5 yards. I'm going more. I think, again, Tua is going to get around 200 plus yards. So there it is. Malik Washington, 18 plus receiving yards. I'm going more on that. Darren Waller, anytime touchdown. They have more, no less. I'm going to talk about that in a second. Real quick, let's go over to the Colts. Jonathan Taylor, anytime touchdown. I do think he'll score a rushing touchdown. Tyler Warren, I do think he'll get some yardage. Again, we'll talk about this stuff. Daniel Jones, 200 yards. Yeah, you know, oh, my slip's full. So then you go there, you go into view entry. Real simple. You could put in your wager of like say $5, submit your entry, bada bing, bada boom. Real simple. And again, if you use the promo code DDW, you get 100% matched up to your first $100. So again, very simple, very easy to use. And a lot of you guys, I'm talking a lot of you guys have went and joined the Pick'em League, which is a thing of beauty. You guys are awesome human beings. I have 257 of you guys in the free Pick'em League, also on Sleeper. So again, click the link in the description, and then also click the link below that one. Go grab yourself the app and join the Pick'em League. And again, I showed you how to make the bets. So let's jump into this. We are going to start with the injury report, like I said before. We'll start with the Colts because that's it. That's it. That's your Colts. That's your Colts. That's it right there. Tyler Godson with an elbow injury. He was limited. That's it. That's your injury. You want to see the Dolphins? I look like Wilson from Home Improvement. Now, I will say, you see Austin Jackson with the toe. He went from limited to full. We got a lot of full here, so we're going to just make ourselves feel a little bit better, make it a little smaller. But it does suck that Elijah Campbell and James Daniels all of a sudden popped up on the injury report with a knee and an ankle, and they're limited. Now, we have a do not practice from Ethan Bonner and Darren Waller. Jalen Wright, I doubt he's going to play. I think Jeff Wilson will be called up from the practice squad. And I don't think Darren Waller will play. I'll be shocked if Darren Waller plays this game. And obviously, Ethan Bonner, we knew about his hamstring injury that happened second preseason game or last preseason game. So we're all understanding on that. And then everyone else is kind of limited, but I'm not worried about Devon A. Chan, Ashton Davis, D. Estridge, Tyreek Hill. I fully expect them all to play. Everyone who's limited, fully expect them to play. The guys I don't expect to play is Ethan Bonner, Waller, and Jalen Wright. So there is that. So with that under our belts, again, there is no breakdown because it is just week one. And again, like I said, normally I will look at how the Dolphins defense stacks up against the Colts offense statistically, and then vice versa, the Dolphins defense offense versus their defense, and yada yada blah blah blah. But it's week one, so I do not have the breakdown, but we still do have, and for the returning subscribers, sing it with me, PFFF, bom 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 bom. Now, take these grades that they have put under there with a grain of whatever you want to say. First off, if you haven't yet, I have a TikTok, and Dan Mitchell came out and said that we're going to get crushed by the Colts, and he used PFF to explain why. Go over to my TikTok. It's DouglieDoWrong, so if you have a TikTok, just search DouglieDoWrong. Follow me. I completely shut down his whole debate, so go over, check that out. It's really funny, and I completely shut him down. But this is the Miami Dolphins offense versus the Indianapolis Colts defense. Now, on offense, they have Patrick. Again, you have a 44.9. The season hasn't even started yet. What are we doing here? Jonah doesn't have anything. Obviously, Waller doesn't have anything, but I don't think Waller's going to be the guy. You see Malik Washington, low grade. I think the Dolphins receivers are fantastic. Now, obviously, you have Xavier Howard, who's going to be the starter. Let me see. I will switch it to nickel. You have Xavier Howard here, who will be the starting corner. Hasn't played football in a year and a half, maybe more. What is he going to look like? You have Moore here, and you have Ward going against these receivers. And again, I feel comfortable with the center, right guard, right tackle situation. You do have Pay, you do have Buckner, and you have Stewart. These are really good guys, but I do think we can hold it, and I want to see what Jonah and Paul could do on the left side. From what we've seen in training camp, pretty good. Pretty good. Then you have their safeties back here in Bynum and Cross. Then you have Devon Achane, who they have high rating, and Ollie Gordon. I'm not going to get into too much detail on what I want to see from them, but to give you guys a look at like what we're facing, their middle linebackers aren't great, right? So attack with the tight end, attack with a lot of crossing routes. I expect them to play cover 2 a lot. They don't want us to beat them deep, so we have to get the run game going. There's a lot that goes into this. Then we will switch. Now we got the Miami Dolphins on defense, and we have the Indianapolis Colts on offense. Obviously, Daniel Jones is your starting quarterback. And look, this is what I'm talking about. They got Jonathan Taylor with a 58 out of 59 grade. Do you think Jonathan Taylor is that bad? This is why PFF, you could take it with a grain of whatever. Warren, guy that's going to be very, very interesting to watch. The center to right side of their line, again, if you go off of their PFF grade, isn't great, right? This is where it's good. Nelson and Rayman, that's the good part. I'm not saying great. The receivers are good, though. Pierce, Downs, and Pittman Jr. Not necessarily Pittman Jr., but it's all about this man right here. Then you look at our defense. I like our defense. You know, you got Brooks here. He's ranked 24th out of 84. Fitzpatrick, they have him at 40. This is what I'm saying. Melifanu, Storm Duck. This is going to be the big question mark. And then Jack Jones and Marshall Jr. They'll probably have Rasul Douglas in and out. But with Chubb, with Robinson, with Phillips, with Judon, they have Phillips here at this position, which I don't really think is going to happen. Sealer, and then you got the rookies, and then, you know, Willie Gay Jr. will be in some instances. I really like the way this team stacks up against the Indianapolis Colts. I really, really do. So now we go into my 5 things that the Miami Dolphins have to do if they want to beat this team. Now, there could be more than this 5, but these are the 5 that have really predominant to me and really top notch in my brain, important for what the Miami Dolphins need to do if they want to start the season off 1-0, get off to a hot start, and play this Indianapolis Colts team the right way. Now, number 1 on my list, again, it's not from most important to least important, it's just how I wrote it up, but you got to stop the run. Jonathan Taylor. The Miami Dolphins were 9th last year in run stop. I think they got better, especially with having Chubb back in there, having Phillips back in there, the addition of Judon, bringing in Jordan Phillips, who is a big boy in the middle, Kenneth Grant, who's going to help with the run stopping. You got to be able to stop the run, and going from 9th last year and adding players and adding pieces. I think they added more than they lost, because, again, they lost Calais Campbell, but then they added more again. So you got to stop the run. You got to force Daniel Jones in this offense to be one-dimensional so you can allow your pass rushers to pin their ears back and get after them. Very important, incredibly important. The first week you're going to hear me say very vanilla, fundamental football, but obviously this is one of them, so really need to stop the run. Number 2 on my list, it got to contain Tyler Warren. When we faced the Raiders last year, Brock went off on us. He was their only source of production on offense. We cannot let Tyler Warren go off on us. You have to be able to shut him down. Now, we do have Minkah Fitzpatrick, which will definitely help. We do have Dotson. We do have these guys who are capable of covering these tight ends. You got to contain him. Now, am I expecting him to shut him down? He is a rookie, but he is very good. So I'm not expecting to shut him down. I'm not expecting him to hold him to like 2 catches for 15 yards. No, I do expect him to have some productivity, but you definitely need to shut him. Well, not shut him down, but you need to contain him. You definitely need to contain him. Number 3 on my list, you got to run the ball. If you stop in the run, you got to run the ball. And by running the ball, what does this do when you run the ball? Well, it forces the defense to then respect the run. And by respecting the run, it forces the defense to put extra men in the box to stop the run. And then what does that do, ladies and gentlemen? It opens up big plays down the field, and it opens up play action. If you want to see Tua Tagovailoa throw deep balls to Malik Washington, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Westbrook, whoever you want to throw the name out there, you got to be able to run the ball, and you got to be able to be a balanced offense, because you know what else? The play action would be nasty. To get these linebackers and these safeties to bite hard on a play action and have them jump a full like 1.5 yards forward just off of going like this would open up so many things deep, posts and goes and all that stuff. So the run game is critical. And you have Ollie Gordon now. You have Jeff Wilson back, who he doesn't really need to go into a full detail of the offense because he's been here for so long. Definitely need to get the run game going. Number 4, Tua Tagovailoa's revenge tour. I'm critical of Tua. As much as some people don't want to believe, I am critical of Tua. Tua is critical of himself. The man needs to come out and he needs to have a fantastic game. Now, in 2023, week 1, he came out and lit it up against the Chargers. Fantastic game against the Chargers. Some of the best passes we've seen out of that man. Some of the best passes we've seen out of a quarterback on the Miami Dolphins in a very, very, very long time. Last year, his first game out wasn't great against the Jaguars. It wasn't. We were stagnant on offense forever. Obviously, he had the nice touchdown pass to Tyreek Hill. He had another nice crossing route pass, deep crosser to Jalen Waddle. He did make some nice throws, but it wasn't anything, spectacular or, wow, look at this man. He's out to shut a lot of people up. Now's your time. You are facing your old teammate and Xavier Howard, who hasn't played football in a year and a half. Their secondary isn't very good. Their pass rush is good. I will give the Colts that their pass rush is good, but their secondary isn't that good. And you have some of the best weapons in the NFL. Revenge tour, baby. Let's start it off with a bang. Go out there and tear it up. Now, be smart with the football, though, right? If you're coming out and having this revenge tour, be smart with the football. Don't try to play hero ball. Don't try to run. Don't try to, let me try to, off my back foot getting hit, try to sling it up and get it to Tyreek. Play smart football, but play your style football. Play that efficient, accurate passing football. And let's go out there and show people why you got the money you did. Number 5, very easily, no turnovers. Just don't turn the ball over. This could also be no mistakes. I know it's the Colts. I know a lot of people are looking past the Colts. I know, a good amount of people are picking the Dolphins. A lot of people think that the Colts are going to be one of the worst teams in the NFL this year, that they could potentially be tanking for March for Arch, I guess it's called. I call him Archie. Isn't his name actually Archie Manning? Isn't he named after his grandfather? Comment below if he is. I don't look past him. So you got to play smart football. No turnovers. Play very clean, smart football. The penalties, for the love of God. How many times have we seen a nice run for 15 yards? Oh, there's a flag on the field holding on. I'm not even going to say who because I don't want to put that bad energy out there. But you got to play smart, clean football. But that also goes to the coach as well. Don't be wasting timeouts. Don't be wasting time. Smart, clean decisions. This is a game that the Dolphins should win. I'm going to get into my prediction. This is the game the Dolphins should win, right? Now, I'm not going to talk about this whole thing that's been going around, this whole thing about the Dolphins and their, game openers or week ones with Mike McDaniel and the week ones with the Colts over whatever. I am incredibly superstitious. I'm going to knock on wood. So I don't want to talk about that. But this is important, right? Because this team, the Dolphins on paper, to me, are the better team. Now, obviously, you see me wearing a Dolphin hoodie, a Dolphin hat. I got all this Dolphin apparel and decor behind me. But unbiasedly, you can really look at these teams and you look at the weapons. Who has the better weapons between the two? Who has the better quarterback? You could say Daniel Jones, I think, too, is the better quarterback of the two. Who has the better pass rush? Who has the better offensive line? The safeties, yada, yada. I would give the Colts the corners because I haven't seen much from our corners. But if you take everything and you stack it up, the Dolphins are the better team. Now, the Colts are giving 1.5, which is crazy to me that they are favored in this game. Another thing the Dolphins should be like, okay, I have the Dolphins winning this game. The Dolphins need to win this game because then they face the AFC East. They face the Patriots, the Bills, and the Jets. And they face the Bills on a short week. So they have to win this game. This is a game they have to come out hot. If they can come out hot, if they can start the season off not just 1-0, but 2-0, because they go home for the Patriots 1 o'clock, it's going to be a hot one. It will help them drastically, especially when they start to get to that portion of the schedule where it gets real hard, facing the Ravens, facing the Bills, facing Washington. So I think the Miami Dolphins come out. I think they take care of business. I think we get to see what would have happened last year if Tua didn't get concussed and he actually got to play that Colts game. And I think the Dolphins win this one 24-10. I think they win by 2 touchdowns. I think we get to see Tua take a knee, trot out of Indianapolis with the win and head home to take on the New England Patriots. This is a game they should win. Again, no disrespect to the Colts. I just you look at the teams, the two teams stacked up. I think the Dolphins are the better team right now. Now, a lot could change, but we don't have anything to go off of besides just the roster. Hence, there being no breakdown in this video. So that's my pick. Comment below. Let me know what your pick is. Do you think that the Miami Dolphins are going to win this one? Do you think they're going to lose this one? What are your 5 things do you think the Dolphins need to do to win this game? If you're a Colts fan watching this, first off, thank you for giving me the time. Second of all, what do you think the Colts need to do to win this game? And if you like what I say and you don't think I'm too much of a pompous butt for picking my team, hit that subscribe button. Again, I am on a road to 100K. So it's a slow road and it's a slow crawl, but I'm getting there. I will see you guys on Sunday, 1 o'clock for the Miami Dolphins taking on the Indianapolis Colts. I will be live with my bells and whistles on. Be sure to come hang out. Other than that, like usual, stay classy. Friends out.